Alright, in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to access the re-enrollment site, the necessary re-enrollment forms, and where you will need to go in order to submit these forms for your child's enrollment in the 2015-16 school year here at PA Distance Learning. So the first thing that you'll want to do is be sure to log into your parent email account here at the school. And once you are signed in, you'll want to look for the re-enrollment email. The email that you'll be getting will be a little bit more involved than this one, but I wanted to just throw the link out here for this demonstration. And if you click on this link, this will take you out to the site where all of our re-enrollment forms are located. So when you access this site, on the home page, you'll see a little bit of general information about the re-enrollment process. You'll notice here in the directions, it says to submit the necessary forms for re-enrollment, choose the link on the left that states the grade level that your child will be entering next school year. So for example, if your child is currently a third grade student, you'll want to choose entering fourth grade from the left side of the page. There's also a couple of important dates I'd like to point out here on this main slide, and that is the first day of school for next year, the last day of school for next year, and also there's a link here to see the entire 2015-2016 school calendar, which you could take a look at your convenience. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to come over to the left and choose entering the first grade. So this would be if I had a current kindergartner who is moving on to first grade next year. Each page will have all the forms that are necessary for each specific grade level. So each grade level will be slightly different. I chose first grade because this is the grade level that has the most forms that need to be filled out. And you can see here that for students entering first grade, the following forms must be submitted to the link at the bottom of this section. So the forms here that we have required for re-enrollment include the home language survey, the school acceptable use policy signature page. Now I have the signature page here linked as a separate object so that if you click on it and you print this out, you only have to print out and then rescan one page for the acceptable use policy. But I've also linked to the acceptable usage policy in its full form. So you may want to take a look at this policy, which is a number of pages long. It's about 9 pages long. And be aware of this. And you'll want to take a look at this before you sign that signature page and submit it back in for re-enrollment. We have our testing agreement, which is just you agreeing to make sure that your child is in attendance for or completes any required standardized testing throughout the course of the school year. And then certain grade levels have to have a private physician form, or basically the physical form, and also a private dental report submitted. And the grade levels that need this, the private physician form, are kindergarten 1, 6, and 11. And dental reports are needed for kindergartners, first graders, third, and seventh graders as well. So in this case, for a first grade student, all 5 of these forms will need to be printed. And then once they're printed, they can be filled out. Now this is the one for the physician form. The home language survey is just a necessary bit of data collection that we need to do every year. So you print this one out. It's just 1 page. The testing agreement is also only 1 page. And the dental report, also a 1-page document. So they're all pretty short, but they will need to be printed out and then scanned back into the computer that you will be using to complete your re-enrollment. In the next section, there are some forms that are not applicable to all students. If you are changing your residence, if you'll be moving before the start of the 2015-2016 school year, you'll need to complete this notice of enrollment form and submit that. If you are applying for exemption from any immunizations, you need to submit this form to the school. And this authorization release form here that I'll click on is in case you need to allow any third-party person to have basically rights so that any school personnel could talk to them about the student. So these 3 forms are all optional. If you think they apply to you, you can go ahead and fill them out and submit them with the rest of your re-enrollment forms. And then finally, the last 2 here, the photo release form and the health survey form, are optional forms that you can also submit. The photo release form, basically, you can read through this, but it's so that if we are on a field trip or on doing an off-site activity where you'll be in attendance, it lets us photograph and use photographs taken on that trip. It gives us you're okay to do that. And then the health survey form, this is the nicest one here because the health survey form is one that does not need a signature. So we were able to do this one completely electronically. So even though the health survey form is optional, since this is totally electronic, it would be helpful if you could fill this out for us as well. So that's a grand total of possibly 10 separate forms. One of those is electronic. 3 of them probably do not apply to you. But once you have all those forms printed, filled out, and then scanned back into your computer, you will simply want to click this link at the bottom of the section that says click here to submit your re-enrollment forms. Now this will take you off-site. And when you get to this page, you'll simply want to click the Sign In with Google button. And this will log you in to where you can access the area to add the submissions. And so you come in here, if you click Add Submission, it will allow you to take those files that you scanned. You can put a little text in here in this online text box, like these are the forms for my student. And I'll just put my own name in here for now. And then from this file submissions, if you have the files on your computer somewhere, you can go ahead and just drag and drop those files into this box. So I have another window open on my computer, which I will just drag over here. And if these were, for instance, one of my re-enrollment files, I could just drag it, drop it in here. And you could submit up to 20 files. So you could submit all 5 or 6 or 7 of your files, whatever the case may be, all in here all at one time. And that way you can do this once, and then you will be done with your re-enrollment submissions. After you've added any files that you need to add into this file submission area, you can click Save Changes. And it will take a minute or so for this to upload. And then you'll see that it'll say submitted for grading because we are using something similar to what the students submit to keep track of all the files. But what's most important here is you'll see all the files that did get submitted. So as long as you see all of your files here, you'll be done with the re-enrollment process. You will need to complete this process for each student that you're re-enrolling. So because each of those drop boxes that we're using are specific by grade level, please be sure to select the correct grade level for each student that you'll be re-enrolling. You'll notice for the 4th grade students, a couple of the required documents went away because we do not need the physician form or the dental form for 4th graders. And all those specific forms will be listed for you, like I mentioned, by grade level. So hopefully this will help you with your re-enrollment form submissions. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact our enrollment office or your guidance counselor, and they'll be happy to help you out. Thank you.